So 2 years ago, I lost my sister to cancer, and this was very difficult for me, and I fell out with God. I was very angry with him because I didn't understand why he'd taken my sister away from me so soon.
At one point, she was very, very low. She seemed to have no hope. She seemed to be angry. She was quite difficult to live with at times.
So I spent 2 years being angry with God and severely depressed as well. I didn't want to be here.
And she was on antidepressants. She'd tried counselling.
I'd been in a relationship that wasn't going where I wanted it to go, so I ended that. And with my job, I'd been furloughed. Wasn't sure if I was going to keep my job or not. And around that same time, I'd ended up with a trapped nerve in my lower back, which caused a lot of pain and made it very difficult to move. And one Thursday night in April, I dedicated my evening to being with God. I joined my church with a Bible course.
And Tim and I were downstairs in the lounge, just soaking in the worship of watching Prayer Storm live on my tablet, just my iPad there on the coffee table.
And then from there I went to join my parents, where Rebecca was singing prophetic worship.
The atmosphere was right for some healing that night, and when Debbie came down from Bible study, she sat joining us and we were all singing and joining in. And I just had this prompting in my spirit that it was time to pray for Debbie and see if we could work with God.
My mum called me to stand with her in the room to pray over me, and I joined her and I was healed from the trapped nerve, but that wasn't the only healing that evening.
I prayed for her heart, I prayed for her mind, her soul, her spirit. I prayed about her future, I prayed about her past. I just kept praying over her, and as Rebecca carried on singing from the coffee table, felt like she was in the room with us and that we were really in a holy place.
I was brought to a place in my heart where I felt able to make amends with God and forgive him for the loss of my sister.
She began to move around more freely. I could see in her body that she was feeling released of the pain.
I was able to declare out loud that my sister didn't belong to me, which had a huge sense of peace and calm throughout my mind, my body and my soul. And it's just amazing to be in that friendship again with God. I lost my job in the end, but I've now got a new job. I also met my future husband as well, so I'm looking forward to the future with him and seeing what God has planned for us. But the main part of this story is just to say that you're not on your own. No matter how hard things might get in life, God is always with you.
I just really want to say thank you to these guys for bringing that into our home on a regular basis, and just encourage you to log in and join in with it, because you never know, you might get a healing gift in your own home.